Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Journaling on a Budget. So we are going to be starting a new journal next week. So I thought that I got an idea for these pockets. I was going through my craft stuff for the craft fair and I came across 3 of these old tea holders, and they're just like a nice little stocking stuffer or a little gift for someone, and they kind of look like a tea bag. And I took them out because, they've been in there, I'm not exactly sure how long. So I don't know how old the tea is. And there was only 3, so I didn't bother getting more tea to put in there. And I had them sitting on my desk and I was looking at them the other day and I thought, it's kind of cool. It'd make a really cool pocket. And they're so easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to make them. And we're going to make them big enough to put in our journal as a pocket, so that it has a tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. And you can also make it so that it has a pocket here. And you can tuck something in this part of the fold and then behind it in that part of the fold. So they're just really cool and they really are simple. Now I did do some measurements and to give you some measurements, but you don't have to have the measurements for these. And then I wanted to, this one here is made out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Now, if you don't have 12 by 12 and you don't want to go buy it, it's too expensive, there's something you can use in its place. And it's what I use quite often when I need a big piece of paper, and that is wallpaper. I got this roll of wallpaper, I think, for like $1. At a secondhand store. Now, if you go to a secondhand store and they have a whole bunch of one pattern, sometimes they'll charge quite a bit for it because someone could use that like to cover a wall. But if they only have one roll of it, and if it is kind of expensive, ask them if you can have it for $1, because who's going to use it for what other than you using it for crafting? One roll of paper doesn't go that far when it comes to a whole wall. As far as I know, there is a lot of paper on here. So, get a roll of wallpaper and cut it 12 inches by 12 inches or 8 by 8 or 6 by 6 or whatever size you need. That is a great way to have paper. And the thing about it is it's a nice sturdy paper, because most of the ones that I have found have like a vinyl backing on them. So what I did was I cut it to 12 by 12. And after you cut it, it looks like this. And, it's very hard to get them to unroll. So then what I do is I just take a damp paper towel and I just go ahead and get the back wet. Now, this one is pre-pasted. So there is glue on the back of this. And so to me, this kind of does 2 things. It helps get some of that glue off, but then it also helps your paper to go flat. So I just do the whole thing, and once you get that glue kind of wiped off there a bit and get it wet, it really does help your paper to relax. Now remember, this is sticky because it has glue on it. So if you're going to do a few at one time, don't stack them on top of each other because they will stick to each other. And don't put something else on top of them. So, and then usually, because I like sometimes to work with double-sided paper, with my wallpapers is I'll just put a little bit of paint on the back, and that also helps flatten it out, and it covers up that glue so that glue won't stick, because if you get the wallpaper wet, it will get sticky. And so a lot of times I just use a stencil and just stencil through it. First I put like a solid color on it and then stencil on it, and then I've got double-sided paper. Now see, that I couldn't get that to unroll and stay unrolled. It is now going to lay flat. Now it will curl a little here or there, just like any paper that you get wet. But that works really well. Now the thing about that with having sticky on it is you can actually get the wet back, or the back wet, and stick it to something, just like a sticker. So you can make your own stickers. So these are 2 different wallpapers. I cut this heart out, but I really liked that. So I thought, well, I'm going to keep that. And you know, I'm just going to use it as a tag, use it as a tuck-in for a card that you're going to send somebody, and write a little note inside of it. And that would be really cute. And there you go. It was just that easy. And that was just the waist of the heart that I cut. And I put a heart on here. And it sticks really, really well. And, you know, so now that one I have stuck the two sides together, so there is not a tuck spot here. If you want a tuck spot here, you don't want to glue those two sides together, but you still have your tuck spot there. And so that is something else you can do with it. Now this one's coming off very easily. This one did not feel very sticky, and which is better for if I'm going to make something out of it that I don't want it to get wet and get sticky. But this one, and it's not even completely dry yet, that one is stuck on there. So so this wallpaper has really heavy glue on it that really sticks. So that's a good thing for that. So that's another thing you can do with wallpaper. So that's just a nice cheap thing that you can do, and or that you can get and use it for so many different things. Alrighty, so let's, oops, I stuck my dry piece of 12 by 12 on top of the other. So how do you make these pockets? Super, super simple. You take a square piece of paper, and it does not matter what size it is. Fold it point to point, and fold it all the way across. Just like that. Okay, now what you're going to do is you are going to take it and go point to point. Don't fold it all the way across. Just put a little tiny mark right where the fold is, so that now you know where center is going the other way. So there's our center right there. I'll put a little mark on there so you can see it. So this is our center right here. Okay, now we are going to take, if you want a 5-inch tag, then, okay, now this is where I said, I don't normally measure, but I did do measurements for you. So if you want a 5-inch tag, then you're going to go over 3.5 inches from this center mark. And so I will just put a little dot. See, now we have a fold here. So I'll put a dot at, I've got 3.5 at the center, so I'll put a dot right out here at the very beginning of my ruler. And then we'll come over here. We want it on the fold, and we're going to come 3.5 inches this way. Okay, so that's where we're going to fold our paper to. We're going to take this side and fold it to there, and line it up with that center fold, and then go like that. And then open it back up again so you can see your mark here. Take this one and go to that 3.5 inch mark and fold it like that. There we go. Now what we're going to do is, because this point oversticks our fold here, we're just going to cut a little bit of this off, just so that we don't have to fold it over and put a bunch of bulk in there. So we'll just get rid of that piece. So there we go. We've got that, and we've got that, and we had already folded it this way, so our fold is right there. And we've got the fold for ease, but we also want to line these up. And you can trim down. I cut this 12 by 12 paper, so it may not be exactly exact. So we're going to just score down those folds. And there we go. Now we've got this little point here. You can cut that off if you want. I usually just fold it over and put a little bit of glue on it. Kind of holds it a little bit. And there we go. So now this is what you have. So now with a tea bag holder, there is another step, but I'll do that when we do the little one. So this is what I would use to tuck into a journal. Now you can put a hole in the top and put a little, you know, top ribbon on there. You can leave it like it is. You can kind of round it off at the top and leave it like it is. Now you can decide, do I want to glue this down or leave it? If you wanted to glue this down, you'd probably want to do it before you put this on here so that you could just put the glue on there. But I do like to leave them because if I only want to put one tag in there, I can just put one tag in there. But if I want to put two, I can put one tag in there, and then I can put one tag in here. You know, so you don't have to use two, but I like to have the option to use two. And then if you want it to just be your pocket on this side and a pocket on this side, you leave it like that. Or you don't leave it like that. You glue the whole thing together. And if you want to have a side pocket here, then, which I got some glue on it, you're going to, excuse me, you're going to glue the top like that, and then glue right down one edge, just one edge. And I don't find it necessary to glue the top again because we've already got glue on that side. So just push down that edge that you put the glue on. Push down the top. And then just, you know, kind of keep it pressed until it's stuck. And then if you need to trim up your edges or whatever, you can do that. And there we go. Now we have pocket here, and we have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. And if you wanted to, you could leave it open on this side where this would slide all the way through instead of having a stopper. Now you wouldn't really necessarily need that on something this big, because if you're putting it in a journal, this is going to take up the whole page anyway, so you're not going to want something sticking out both sides or it's not really going to fit in your book well. And then you can just take this and either just tuck it into your book or, build a pocket for it and slide it into the pocket. So that is our tea bag pockets. And I think they're really cool. And like I said, they're so easy to make, so we'll make a couple more. Flip this over because I got some glue on it. Oh, that side's messy, but alrighty. So this one is 8 by 8. This is just a piece of jelly print from a long time ago, and this is a very thin paper. You don't have to have cardstock for this. As a matter of fact, cardstock is a little bit hard for this. So we're going to fold it in half, and then we are going to put our points together and just find the center mark, just so that we can make the sides even. So there's the center mark. Now you have to decide how far do you want to fold it. And so however far you have from here to wherever you make your fold mark, let's do, and like I said, you don't have to measure this, but let's do 1.5 inches from the center. That will give us a 3-inch pocket because we'll have 1.5 inches on this side and 1.5 inches on this side. So that gives us 3 inches. That's how wide our pocket will be. And so just fold that to that center crease and our little mark, open it up, come over here, fold it to the center crease and to that little mark. Oh, I lied. That's not right. That doesn't give us 3 inches. That winds us up giving us, I guess that looks like 4. Yep, that gives us about 4 inches. Because we didn't fold, if you want 3 inches, then you would fold to that point and fold it over to that mark. Then you would have 3 inches. So there we go. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, you don't have to fold. We've got our fold already that we have in the center. And if you want, where's my glue? You can glue this down a little bit here just to kind of hold it steady. And then we're going to line this up at the top. We do already have a fold in the bottom, but, and there we go. Now we have this pocket out of an 8x8. And again, we can glue the whole thing together. We can glue down these parts. You can put in a decorative piece of paper here prior to gluing it together. Just put a piece of paper at the top up there so that you have double-sided if you want that. And we'll glue across here. And down one side. And it really doesn't matter what side you go down because this is double-sided. So I have now glued this side together. Let's say I wanted to put it in my book. My book spine is here, and it's like, oh, darn, I can't put my tag in there, and this tag's going to stick out. Well, just flip it over. Now the tag's going to go in right here, and this is going to go up against your spine. So being that it's double-sided, it doesn't matter which side you put your line of glue on. You can make it either a right-sided pocket or a left-sided pocket once you put it in your book. So there we go. Now we'll do the 6-inch. And with the 6-inch, I'm going to show you how to do, and this is another piece of wallpaper. I'm going to show you how to do the tea bag holder. Is this 6 or is this 5? Hold on, I did cut a 5x5 too. Let me see. Okay, this is a 6-inch. Okay, so to do the tea bag holder, which looks like this, and has the little kind of tea bag fold at the bottom, you're going to do it the same way. Make your full fold. Then find your center. And I need to look at the one that I have here. How far over did I fold it? Because this one actually does have a measurement to it. 2 3/4 inches. So I'm going to go from center, 2 3/4 inches this way. Put the mark on my fold, and then two and 3/4 inches this way. Alrighty, just double checking. So we're going to fold this over. That can't be right. Sorry. Okay. What am I doing wrong here? There's the center. I'm going to open this one up. Let's see what we did here. Okay, so here's that. I want to be able to give you the measurements for this one. Okay, so from the center, you are going to measure 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches from center to make the tea bag holder. So 1.5 inches here, and then from center, 1.5 inches here. That's where the fold is. So I'm going to fold it at that 1.5 inches and bring it to the center fold. Okay, now I'm going to fold it at the 1.5 inch mark and bring it over to, there we go. Okay, now this is what we've got. This looks just like our tags. And I'm going to put some glue on here right now to kind of hold this together, because it makes it easier for the next step. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we have our center here. Give that a nice good press all the way around. And then what you're going to do is you are going to actually, you're going to fold these together back sides out with your folds on the inside. And then you're going to fold it about a 1/2 inch. You don't have to measure this part. Just fold it back so that you've got about a 1/2 inch down there, maybe a little less, just like that. And then, because we didn't measure that, you're going to turn it over, and you're going to take this one, and you're just going to fold it at exactly the same level. So if that's a 1/2 inch, if it's a 1/4 inch, it doesn't matter so long as they both are folded at the same point. Then you put a punch, and I normally do glue that point together like that. You punch it, put a little string in the top. You've got your little tea bag fold down here, and then you take your tea bags and you put them in like this. And that is how you make the tea bag holder. That one came out just a touch bigger. But there we go. So there's the tea bag holders that look like little tea bags. And this one, because it's such a heavy paper, it's wanting to really come apart here at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it down just a little further than just the point. Like right about to the triangle. Glue the triangle down. There we go. And then you've got this at the bottom. And I just think those are really cute. They make really nice, like I said, nice stocking stuffers. They're good for craft fairs, and they're just fun to make. So that is our tea bag holder. And then we have our tuck-ins for our journals. And we've learned how to use some wallpaper, or we've used some wallpaper there. And here, oh, this was the 5x5, and so this one has the pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and then the pocket right there. And I just think that those are really cute with a little extra pocket on the side. So that is, where's the other one? We have our 8x8, and again, just a way to use your scraps of wallpaper. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed the video today. And again, excuse me, I do appreciate you very much. And I hope that you have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.